authors?
There
Any
might
poets?
be.
Brecht,
Don't
Heine,
remember the which one?
Bertolt Brecht, Heinrich
Yes, sir.
Heine,
Bertolt Brecht. I think I have studied there.
right? Any
Lorelei,
play by him?
Lorelei also. I
Lorelei.
remember a
Lorelei is
short
Heinrich
poem.
Heine. That's Heinrich Heine.
Yeah, it was also very
Okay.
good.
Yeah, but that was banned, you know that?
No.
During the Hitler period, the Heinrich Heine was banned. The author himself was banned.
Okay.
Hitler did
Okay,
not
man.
allow any of Heinrich Heine's works to be read. In fact, he destroyed many of those works. Then Eichendorff, Josef Freiherr von Eichendorff.
Realized. Realized. Yeah.
You don't remember. Okay. What about um, uh, Björge? Any points by Björge?
Nice.
Hofmannsthal? Hugo von Hofmannsthal, The Biden, for example, the poem The Biden.
Ich habe über diese Poem gehört, aber nicht gelesen. Nicht in Advanced Diploma.
Okay, so let's see.
I really like that fisherman and that person story. That was anecdota, yeah, something like this. That was the very best one I liked.
Okay, let me see now. I'm just looking for one more poem. If I can get it to you, I'll pass it on to you right now with a link, if possible. Let me check. Also hier habe ich. Das funktioniert nicht. We should be doing this kind of things. Not just from the language point of view, but also from the cultural point of view. The culture that is there in the poems is not there anywhere else. Okay, let's see if I can separate this. I got it here. Just give me a minute. And then I'll share the text with you. Okay, I have 2 poems right now for you people. But I don't think I'm on screen sharing yet, am I? No.
Nein.
Okay, so das muss ich jetzt dann. Wo ist das? Also hier, ganz schnell. Then we'll do the erweiterte Attributsätze. We go back to our topic. No. What is this here? Nonsense. It's the wrong button. So, Abi ist mit seiner Arbeit beschäftigt. Screen sharing. Ja, habe ich. Ja, endlich. Ja, ich nehme an, ihr könnt mein Screen sehen.
Yes, sir.
Mein Bildschirm sehen.
Ja, ich kann.
Okay. Are you familiar with this poem?
So 1 second. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have
Anil,
written it.
yeah?
I mean, I
Anil
have read it.
Yeah, you can also write it. Why not?
Ich
Gut.
würde gerne auf Deutsch. Sir, ich würde lieber auf Deutsch etwas schreiben. Das ist wie ein Traum. Ich kann, aber es ist nicht so schön.
Versuch mal das.
Aditi, warum kannst du nicht ein Drama-Skit schreiben? Deutsch und English culture.
Also, ihr könnt alle zusammen das machen. Anil, du bist auch kreativ, das weiß ich.
Das ist eine tolle Idee, ja.
Aditi, Anil ist auch sehr kreativ.
Ah, so.
Yeah, he has got a creative streak in him. He writes. He's also part of a speakers club. They have to talk on topics at random of Deutsch. Or English is this or Deutsch?
Yeah,
English.
English, sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually English. Okay, Toastmaster Club. I used to do this stand-up comedy. Okay, when I was
Where,
in
sir?
now.
Ja, wirklich. Der ist sehr, sehr talentiert, Anil here. So
Yes,
you
sir.
people
Aber
can get together. You people can get together and do something.
Yeah, these are skits as we like play, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
small play. Yeah.
We have
So,
Kenan does, yeah.
Achal, is that clear? Is this poem familiar to you?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Then maybe I can send it to you. You people read it if you want to, but we can
Yes,
read it
sir.
without Snell.
Yes, sir. आप send कर दीजिए.
ठीक है. So, wer reitet so? Das Poem, wer reitet so spät durch Nacht und Wind? Es ist der Vater mit seinem Kind. I know this poem by, by, by heart, literally, as I say, by rote. Hat den Knaben wohl in dem Arm. Fasst ihn sicher, hielt ihn warm. Mein Sohn, was bergst du so bang dein Gesicht? Bang? Afraid. Siehst, Vater, du den Erlenkönig nicht? Den Erlenkönig mit Kron und Schweif? Mein Sohn, das ist ein Nebelstreif.
So, moment.
liebe-
So Bang Hai is afraid.
Afraid. Bang.
Okay.
Mir ist bange.
Yeah.
I'm scared. मुझे डर लग रहा है.
So, and Kyun is basically like Tufan, right?
Kyonish is king.
No, El Kyunish.
उसका बहुत बड़ा इंटरप्रिटेशन है, बाद में करेंगे. Du, liebes Kind, komm, geh mit mir, gar schöne Spiele spiel ich mit dir. Manch bunte Blumen sind an dem Strand, meine Mutter hat manch Gülden gewandt. Mein Vater, und hörst du nicht, was Erlenkönig mir leise verspricht? Sei ruhig, bleib ruhig, mein Kind. In dürren Blättern säuselt der Wind. Willst, feiner Knabe, du mit mir gehen? Meine Töchter sollen dich warten schön. Meine Töchter führen den nächtlichen Rhein und wiegen und tanzen und singen dich ein. Mein Vater, und siehst du nicht dort, Erlkönig-Töchter am düsteren Ort? Mein Sohn, ich sehe es genau. Es scheinen die alten Weiden so grau. Ich liebe dich, mich reizt deine schöne Gestalt. Und bist du nicht willig, so brauch ich Gewalt. Mein Vater, jetzt fasst er mich an, Erlkönig hat mir ein Leid getan. Dem Vater grauset's, er reitet geschwind. Er hielt in den Armen das ächzende Kind. Er reicht den Hof mit Mühe und Not in seinen Armen. Das Kind war tot.
Es gibt Rhymes, sir, here.
I'm sure you got the ending.
Yes, sir.
Who's the author?
Heinrich Henner.
Mhm.
Johann Wolfgang von Goethe.
Yeah.
Okay.
A poem like this is called a ballad.
Ballad.
Ballad, B-A-L-L-A-D, or auf Deutsch Ballade. It describes an event, sometimes historical or taken from some mythology, and put in the form of a poem. Oh, Abhi ist hier. 11. Mein Gott.
So vielleicht hat seine Stelle nicht so gut gefunden im Vergleich zu dem deutschen Unterricht.
keine Ahnung. अभी
सर आप कितने खुश हो गए
नहीं वो अदिति के बोलने पे हुआ मैं
नहीं आंचल du hast recht.
ना हाँ ich habe recht
I was mehr überrascht. अभी was machst du denn hier?
एक्चुअली क्लास पूरी हो गई सर हमारी
Ja, अभी
Ja, sir. Heute habe ich frei.
Wieso?
Ja, sir.
Wieso hast du heute frei?
Also meine Ausbildung fängt ab 1. Juli an. Deswegen.
Ab 1. Juli. Also warum? Und was war dann vorgestern? Oho, okay. Orientation, ne? Orientierung war das.
Yes, sir.
Das war Orientierung. Na gut, dann. Da sind wir dann alle zu viert hier. Freue mich sehr. Willkommen. Okay, so this is by Goethe. I would like you to read the poem. I'll send it to you. Enjoy it, and then let me know what you make of it. Then I'll show you the how to interpret a poem. I'll do it very briefly, and I'll show you the brilliance of this person called Goethe in this poem, in this ballad. He's also written some other poems, but a ballade is one of the easiest things to read and understand. After this, I'll send you one by Schiller, Friedrich Schiller. In fact, I'll send you two more by Schiller, one short and one long. I want you to read them and enjoy them. And then we can have a quick discussion. I'll send them today. Then we have this poem here. You'll have to tell me what is going on here. Die beiden heißt das Gedicht hier. So, who would like to read this out?
Darf ich?
Ja, bitte.
Sie trug den Becher in der Hand, ihr Kinn und Mund gleich seinem Rand. So leicht und sicher war ihr Gang, kein Tropfen aus dem Becher sprang. Weiter?
Ja, bitte.
So leicht und fest war sein Hand, er ritt auf einem jungen Pferde und mit nachlässiger Gebärde erzwang er, dass er sitzend stand. Jedoch, wenn er aus ihrer Hand den leichten Becher nehmen sollte, so war es beiden alle zu schwer, denn beide bebten sie so sehr, dass keine Hand die andere fand und dunkler Wein am Boden rollte.
So what's going on here?
So the first passage I understood, but not like they take Besher is your mug, yeah. They take the mug in the hand and then they take it.
Container.
Okay,
Container. Ja, Anil, Abhi und Achal. Was habt ihr verstanden?
She carried the Becher, the cup in the hand. Okay.
Aha.
Ihr Kinn und Mund gleich seinem Rand.
Glich. Aha.
So leicht und sicher war ihr Gang, kein Tropfen aus dem Becher sprang. Okay. So his way was his ways.
She.
Yeah, her path was so easy and that was very difficult. Okay, so kein Tropfen aus dem Becher sprang. So no Tropfen could
no drop.
drop
No
from
drop
his
from the
Container.
Container was coming out or jumping out.
yeah.
So not a single drop fell out of it.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
That means she was very self-confident, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about the second one? Anil, bist du da?
Ja, Sir, ich bin da. Ja,
Ja,
so
und-
leicht und fest war sein Hand. She was firm and
Hey,
Light,
hello. Seine Hand, seine.
okay.
R.
Ja,
Ha.
okay, ja, seine. Und er ritt auf einem jungen Pferde, Pferdegoda and small
Young horse.
young
horse.
young
Huh.
horse, and
Yeah.
rit means ridden, riding.
Reiten.
Ja.
Reiten,
Yeah,
Reiten. Ja.
Ja. Okay, und mit nachlässiger Gebärde, ich weiß nicht.
Casual. Nachlässig, casual, Gebärde, a casual movement.
Okay, und
Very casual movement.
okay, und swang dass es sitzend stand.
Yeah, he compelled the horse to stand there shaking. With a casual gesture, with a casual movement, he forced the
Giberda है?
horse to stop. Yeah,
Giberda है?
welches Pferde,
A
Movement.
moment.
horse,
Sir, mit,
Moment.
Gebärde.
no.
Gebärde is a
Nach
casual.
yeah.
Gebärde is gesture,
Just.
with a casual movement of the hand. Are you people
Okay.
familiar with the word Gebärdensprache?
No, sir.
Nein.
Gebärdensprache.
Umgangssprache.
Sign language.
Body
Okay.
language.
Sign
Body
language.
language.
Sign language.
Sign language.
Yeah, this is Gebärdensprache.
Okay.
So with a casual sign, with a casual gesture,
Sorry. Das heißt Körpersprache.
nein,
Körper,
das ist
ich habe.
Gebärdensprache. Körpersprache is body language.
Okay.
Sir, was heißt, wie heißt erzwang?
Erzwingen, erzwang, erzwungen. Was ist swingen, zwang, gezwungen?
Sir, Swangen has to force.
Correct, to compel. To compel.
Yeah.
So er erzwang das Pferd zu stehen, dass das Pferd stand und zwar zitternd. कांपते हुए घोड़े को उसने रोक दिया. After stopping, the horse was still shivering,
Sitten has
Sitten
shivering.
bedeutet shivering.
quivering, shivering. Man zittert vor Kälte, man zittert vor Angst auch.
Okay.
Okay. Then the last two stanzas.
Achal Daindran. Bitte.
Ja?
Jedoch, wenn aus ihrer Hand den leichten Becher nehmen sollte, so war es beiden allzu schwer.
Ja.
Addo. Cam.
हाँ. What does it mean, Achal?
अपने हाथों से वो जो हल्का सा कंटेनर है उसको पकड़ना चाहिए था.
हाँ.
उसके लिए मतलब वार ये दोनों चीजें उसके लिए मुश्किल. एक मतलब साथ में अपने घोड़ा भी और कंटेनर भी पकड़ना था, तो ये दोनों चीजें उसके लिए मुश्किल थी.
दोनों के लिए मतलब घोड़े के लिए मुश्किल थी, उसके
दोनों के
लिए
लिए
एक मिनट.
दोनों.
कौन दोनों?
War es beiden allzu schwer.
So what is this Biden here?
Container und horse.
Nein.
Nein. Lady.
And?
Lady and container.
Nein, er.
Okay, air.
So she and he.
She and he.
So it was suddenly heavy for both of them. The she and the he. ये कौन है नहीं मालूम. Okay, then beide bebten sie so sehr, dass keine Hand die andere fand und dunkler Wein am Boden wollte. What is beben? Erdbeben. You know the word Erdbeben?
Yeah, blueberry.
Erdbeben. Hey, not Erdbeeren.
Bebten.
Erdbeben. Erde bebt.
Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Earthquake. Also beben bedeutet?
Yeah, earthquake.
Shake.
Shake.
Shake. Ah. Then both of them, they quaked, they shook so much that no hand found the other, and dark colored wine was on the floor.
On the floor.
That means they were dead.
They were what?
Dead.
Yeah, Aditi, bolu.
No, I'm saying that means they were dead.
Nah. Only wine was on the floor.
Achha, I thought that is something.
Come on, people. This is such an easy poem.
Okay.
She's carrying a container.
The Biden, and that too.
The two, the both of them, the Biden.
अभी तक दिल तक it's not touch actually.
It's a very simple
a,
poem to understand.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So poem
So
means
She's
she,
carrying a container.
no, sir. Poem means it should touch our art, something like that, like we have in our Urdu language, right? Uh,
Yeah. That's because you understand Urdu very well.
yeah.
German is also just as same as Urdu, which you can really appreciate. Yeah. Don't worry, I won't send you any serious poems. I have to think a lot. These are very simple poems.
Okay.
She's carrying a container in her hand, and her gunk, like Abhishek, Abhi pointed out earlier, so leicht und sicher war ihr Gang. Her walk was so light and so certain, so firm that not a single drop fell out of the becher. She was carrying that becher so confidently. And what was in that becher? That we know only at the end. Dunkler wine, red wine. Then the para changes. So leicht und fest war seine Hand. Very light and firm hand he had. And he was on a young horse. Don't forget, a young horse, not an old horse. A young horse bedeutet viel stärker. Horse is very powerful.
Yeah.
That's how we measure things in horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was on a young horse. But with a casual gesture, he compelled the horse to stop so that the horse stood there quivering like this. However, when he wanted to take the becher from her hand, that light container from her hand, it became heavy for both of them.
so how come?
For both of them, it suddenly became heavy. जो उसके लिए हल्का था, first
Right.
stanza. That same becher became very heavy in the third stanza for her and also for him, who could stop a horse with a casual gesture. He also found that container very heavy. And both of them were quaking so much, shaking so much, that no hand found the other, and wine fell on the floor. That means the container fell down.
Sir, it has a romantic touch at the end, like in the last two stanzas.
So
Very good answer. इसमें कहीं पर भी word romance लिखा हुआ है. एक
सर
मिनट,
मुझे लगा
नहीं, नहीं,
जैसे दोनों
well
हाथ
done.
आप
But is the word
नहीं
romance written in there?
but
No.
but it's related to the
Correct.
situation ना
Absolutely correct. Is the word Liebe, is the
they
word
got
Liebe mentioned?
lost in each other.
Yeah.
They lost in the movement. So this is what last stanza में यही पता लगा है.
Yeah. Is the word Liebe mentioned anywhere?
No.
You see the beauty of the poem? What kind of love is this? Is it something successful, or you think something not successful?
It's a kind of shows that's an infatuation or attraction kind of thing that they lost into each other.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. That's more than enough to understand the poem. We don't have to interpret it and go deeper into it anymore. It is a kind of a love at first sight. He saw her. He found her very, very beautiful, very attractive. How do you know she is pretty? How do we know she is beautiful? वो भी एक hint है इस poem में that she is very beautiful.
Because they both started shaking and they could not
No.
find each other's
No.
hands, so
No.
he lost.
Now, how do you know she is beautiful? She is pretty.
Where it is?
Aditi, थोड़ा audio ठीक कर लो, please. Audio ठीक कर लो. Bitte dein Audio bitte ein bisschen einstellen. Abi, kannst du das hier erklären, warum ich das behaupte? does die sehr hübsch oder sehr schön? Das steht
Yes,
in
sir.
Gedicht.
So war es beiden also schwer. Maybe in that point, in that line.
Nein. I'm talking about, nein, I'm talking about die Schönheit der Frau. Sie ist schön. Also woher weiß wir oder weiß ich oder wissen wir?
Durch diese Ziele jetzt Ein und Mond gleich
Ja?
सर
eine Frage.
एस्वांग है दास ए जिटन स्टांड जब उसने अपना घोड़ा रोका
Nee.
नहीं कोई चीज आंखों को भाई तो उसने अपने घोड़े को कंपेल करके रोका ना
Sir, wenn er aus ihrer Hand den leisten Becher nehmen sollte, wo war es beiden?
So is it on the second line?
das keine
Nee,
hand
nee.
die andere hand no
Ja, go on. Meine Frage,
Wo war es beiden?
ja, aber warum finden die beiden das so schwer? Das Angela hat erklärt. Vielleicht war das lieber auf den ersten Blick. Aber woher wissen wir oder worum wird es angedeutet? Wer ist der Hint, dass sie sehr schön ist? Sehr hübsch ist diese Frau. How do you know she's pretty? There's a hint here that she's pretty, good looking.
Beide mochten sie so sehr.
Nein, nein.
Sir, hier, wenn es aus ihrer Hand den Leistenbecher nehmen sollte, so war es
Nein.
also schwer.
No. How do you know she's pretty? So let's look at something very different. Okay, can you see my hands here on the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me check. Yeah. Now here. Where's Aditi gone? Aditi नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you're describing, normally when you talk or describe, or when a man describes a woman, how does he indicate through Gebärden, Sprache, da war eine Frau da? This way? Correct? Ja, da war eine schöne Frau. And then you give this moment.
Lange Haare.
Stimmt oder nicht? So.
yes sir
Listen.
Okay. So just keep this in mind and let's look at what is in a poem. So, moment.
Ja, stimmt.
Kin, what is kin?
chin
Chin, Mund
Mouth.
mouth
and Rand. Stadtrand. Remember the word? Stadtrand?
Nice, sir.
round
Edge of the city.
Outskirts.
Rand. There, Rand. Am edge. At the city's edge. Stadtrand. Ich wohne am Stadtrand.
Outskirts.
Outskirts, right at the edge. Now, if you imagine a becher, a container that has got wine, a wine container will not be a simple vase or a glass like this. Remember, in the olden times, even today, you have these wine containers which are shaped like this. Correct? So if you look at the shape of a container, it will be something like this. And you complete this figure from here. Something on those lines. And then you have normally a handle here and a handle here. And then wine is poured out of this. So if you see this picture here, or this rough sketch, I'm not able to control the pen here. This edge of this becher is like her mouth and the chin. So if you look at the figure, you have the lips here and then the chin of a person. So you have the lips here,
खाली होगा ना.
right? So this lips here and the chin, see, this looked exactly like the becher. So you have the becher here like this.
Becher means?
Container.
Container. Okay.
Yeah.
Container.
Okay. See here. And this is coming from here. So this is the shape of the container. So the container was very beautiful, very, very well shaped. Her lips and chin and the whole face was also beautifully shaped like the container.
So beautifully is not mentioned. We are just thinking that okay, it is
It's it's
connected to it.
it's angedeutet because her chin and mouth gleich seinem Rand. Gleichen. What is gleichen?
Same.
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 To be the same as the edge of the container. What is this seinem here? Seinem is possessive pronomen masculine. This is the only masculine noun we have here.
Okay, sir.
The reference is to the previous line.
Den Besher.
Elia Besha.
Okay, okay.
So it's within the poem. So her chin here and the lips, the mouth, the shape was like that of the Besha in this very shapely manner. So when you give curves to something, so if you have a container which is like this will not be as pretty as a container which has got a shape like this. You'll find this more shapely because of the curves rather than a straightforward container like this. Or a kind of a matka like this. This is not shapely. Whereas something that is shaped like this is very pretty. And with designs on it and so on and so forth. So the hint is very well here. So she is very pretty. Now we have to assume that this guy is also handsome. You have to assume it's not there. I agree with Aditi. Das müssen wir annehmen. But we do know he is very strong.
Yes, sir.
He's riding a young horse that he can stop with a casual gesture. It's not even, stop. No. A casual gesture, the horse stops. Not only does it stop, it's standing there shaking. Why? Because the horse knows who is stronger. मेरे पे जो सवार है, वो मेरे से ज़्यादा ताकतवर है. He is more stronger than I am. He is the master. So it's ready for to obey that. So we know that he is very strong. So strong, normally in stories like these, you associate with strong and handsome. Beautiful and shapely, or shapely and beautiful, whatever. For women, strong and handsome, typical for Mena. So
Bold and
these,
beautiful.
that's a cliche, that's an image. But that's how a poet can convey that, right?
Yes.
A poet can convey that only in that manner, hinting only at things. So beautiful girl and a handsome young, strong young man. They look
They
at
fell
each
in
other.
And fall in love. Okay.
Well, we have to assume they fell in love. Aditi, इसमें interpret करोगे तो it goes on and on. Believe me. I had loads of fun with this. I had loads of fun when I was doing this poem with my students.
तो मुझे तो समझ
So
में
I
नहीं
wish-
आता कि इसमें fell in love कहाँ से हो गया. Anchal picked it up very well.
Yeah, Achal was thinking like the poet was.
Yeah.
Sir, welche Linie zeigt, dass sie schon war?
Here.
Ihr Kinn und Mund gleich seinen. Okay.
Gleichen.
Okay, sir.
Kinn und Mund, Abhi,
Okay, sir.
chin and mouth were, they're very supposedly the most shapeliest things on a face, right? Apart from the nose also. So you go by the shape. So for normally what they do is for men's noses, normally if you see any painting, you'll see this kind of lines.
Yes, sir.
Whereas for a nose of a woman that is drawn, it'll be something like this, it's like too big. There'll be a curve there like this. It's a soft curve. It's never given in this angular manner. So anytime a curve is supposedly more beautiful than angles. For example, a Greek arch normally has this kind of structure. But Ionian architecture, this will not be like this. This whole thing will be in the form of a dome. Then maybe another dome on top. And this will be like this. The pillars will not be straight pillars. There'll be a curve in the pillar like this with some balancing. And another curve here. And the pillar itself might also be curved inwards and then outwards and so on.
Yes.
So the curvature of any structure is supposedly more artistic to look at than straight lines. So from that understanding, we have that she's probably pretty. You are imagining that. Very shapely mouth, shapely chin, as beautiful as that picture, as beautiful as that container. Und so leicht und sicher war ihr Gang. She was carrying it maybe here or maybe on her hips. And at this level, the picture was at this level on her hips. And she was so confident in her walking that not a single drop fell out of that picture. So it was as if the picture was empty for her, but it was not empty. There was wine in it. He could stop a strong horse, but he found this picture very, very, very heavy. This container was very heavy suddenly for him. It was heavy for this girl also, for this man also. So there's again a hint of maybe a love. It depends on you. This, believe me, you can go on and on arguing this out. But this, I'll send you this later. I have a complete set separately ready-made thing. I'll send you from there. If you want to read some German literature, short stories, I can send you those also.
Yeah, short stories, okay, sir.
Yeah.
And kleine poems, simple rhymes.
They'll become kinder rhyme then, Anil.
Okay.
I'll send you some poems, yes. These two I'll send you, plus a couple more.
Okay.
You can enjoy them. Just read and enjoy them. Okay. So, wo waren wir? Also bei dieser Übung.
So können wir auch Übung machen,
Ja,
weil Abi,
ja, gerne. Aber ist Abi bereit dazu?
Ja, Sir.
Kannst du uns etwas heute vorspielen?
Ja, Sir.
Okay, good. Let's do one or two sentences from here and then we'll go back to that audio and the book, our book also. Bitte. So who can build the first one? Hier gibt es Relativsätze. Die Ergebnisse, die in langjährigen Wetterbeobachtungsreihen festgestellt worden sind, reichen nicht aus, sichere Prognosen zu stellen. Have we done this? No, not yet. So, can you form a participial construction here? I've given you the hint as to where to put. Okay, this is missing. So our Hauptsatz is die Ereignisse, Ergebnisse reichen nicht aus, sichere Prognosen zu stellen. Das ist unser Hauptsatz. Und dieser Relativsatz hier habe ich zwischen dem bestimmten Artikel und dem Nomen eingesetzt. Und aus diesem Relativsatz bilden wir eine Partizipialkonstruktion. So we form a participle construction. So participle construction bedeutet Komma weg, Komma weg. Festgestellt worden sind. Worden und sind zwei Hilfsverben. Also die zwei fallen weg. Die hier ist ein Relativpronomen. Das fällt auch weg. That also dropped. So, die in langjährigen Wetterbeobachtungsreihen festgestellt haben. Now we have to look carefully. Die Ergebnisse, ist das Singular oder Plural? Ergebnisse, Singular oder Plural?
Singular.
Singular. When it is singular, moment. If it is singular, why is this right?
No. Die Ergebnisse. Plural.
If Ergebnisse is singular, warum ist das Verb im Plural konjugiert? Reichen is a plural conjugation, correct? En comes only on the plural side.
Okay.
With wir and sie. The en form doesn't come in the singular side. You agree? For any verb, it's with wir, erste Person, und mit sie, im Plural. Zweite und dritte Person.
सर प्रोग्नोस के लिए यूज हुआ है.
Yeah, ein Moment. So here, this is en has to be plural because zweite Person fällt aus, das Pronomen ist nicht da. Erste Person, wir, ist nicht da, also das ist nicht erste Person Plural, das ist dritte Person Plural. Also Ergebnisse ist Plural. So Ergebnisse Plural, das ist das Subjekt hier, Nominativ. Festgestellt ist unser Adjektiv jetzt. Partizip 2 ist Adjektiv. Plural Adjektiv en. Also jetzt unser Satz. Die in langjährigen Wetterbeobachtungsreihen festgestellten Ergebnisse reichen nicht aus, sichere Prognosen zu stellen. I put the relative such that's here, this part here, before the noun and after the article, because that's exactly where an adjective stands, right? Die guten Freunde, das interessante Buch, also zwischen dem Artikel und dem Nomen. Are we okay so far, or are you still lost?
Sir, lost. I am lost.
Where will you put an adjective?
Sir, De-Ergebnisse.
Warum Ergebnisse is plural here?
That is the original sentence.
Ergebnisse नहीं होता plural.
Ergebnis is singular, Ergebnisse is plural.
Okay, sir. Okay.
If you look at the second sentence, The Hauptsatz is here. Das ist der Hauptsatz. Im Gegensatz zu dem sonnigen und trockenen Klima ist es bei uns relativ niederschlagreich. Was bedeutet Niederschlag? Nieder,
Deep or yeah, low.
also jetzt ist Niederschlagszeit in Indien bis September.
Low lying.
Critical
Bis
time.
September,
Difficult.
das ist dann diese Jahreszeit. Welche Jahreszeit haben wir jetzt?
Sommer.
Nein. Sommer ist fast vorbei. Was kommt
Also
nach Sommer?
Monsoon, sir. Monsoon.
Der Monsoon. So, was ist Niederschlag?
Beginning of
Regen.
Reg.
Das ist Regenzeit. Also niederschlagreich. Reich
Rich.
und rich und Niederschlag. Rich in rain.
Down.
Rich in falling down. Literally falling down. What falls down from the sky? It's either snow, ice or rain.
Rain.
Right? So im Gegensatz zu dem sonnigen und trockenen Klima ist es bei uns relativ niederschlagreich. Das ist unser Hauptsatz. As compared to, as opposed to the sunny and dry climate, it is relatively rain heavy, relatively precipitous in our part of the country. Niederschlag is precipitation, which is a technical word for rainfall in meteorological language. Precipitation.
Ah.
If you look at your weather app on your
Yeah.
phones, you'll find the
Yeah.
word precipitation.
Yes.
That is Niederschlag.
It's related to moisture.
Correct. So here the sentence actually is in compared to or in comparison with the sunny and dry climate that vorherrscht, that rules, that is predominant south of the Alps, ist es bei uns relativ niederschlagreich. So the südlich von der Alpen, we remove, and we have to put it between the article and the noun, also here.
Sie haben uns dieses Blatt schon geschickt oder
Ja.
werden Sie uns?
Das liegt schon bei euch.
Yes, sir.
So we have das südlich der Alpen vorherrscht between dem and Klima. There's also two more adjectives given here from our original sentence. So I put this before this. So das ist ein Relativpronomen, das brauchen wir hier nicht, remove it. Then we have sonnigen und trockenen Klima, sunny and dry climate. But this is en and en because of zudem. Zudem, then en. Now we have one more adjective here. Vorherrscht. Now vorherrscht is something which is predominated. So do we need a predominating climate or predominated climate?
Predominated.
Predominated climate. For a rainfall, you need
Dominant.
something that was sunny earlier and dry earlier.
Predominant, sir.
What
Predominant.
should it be now for the rainfall to happen?
Now,
Dominant.
now.
There you are, and the answer is there. It's one nice long sentence. So till here is your subject. Im Gegensatz zu dem südlich der Alpen vorherrschenden sonnigen und trockenen Klima, now comes the verb in the second place, ist es bei uns relativ niederschlagreich.
Sir, noch einmal niederschlagreich bedeutet here.
Rich in precipitation, heavy precipitation.
Rich in precipitation. Okay.
That means good rainfall.
Okay.
It's quite simple, actually. And I'm not saying this because you feel that I know it. No. It's something that even you can do. In den Vorhersagen, take this, relative Satz. This has to come before the noun and after the definite article. So this relative Satz you have to remove. Put this here. We have a the relative pronoun, throw it out. Ausgegeben werden, werden is Hilfsverb, throw it out. Now you have to decide, will you put this ausgegeben verb als Partizip 2, which is an adjective, or Partizip? You have to decide now. So the weather, what is it called? Forecasts, which are given out by the weather office in Offenbach. It says that this summer it will be mostly unsettled and very cool for this time of the season, for this season. So in the forecast given out, issued by the weather office in Offenbach. So from the weather office in Offenbach given out forecasts, it says that this summer it will be mostly unsettled and cool. That is the German translation. English translation of the German sentence. Whereas the participial Satz is possible in Hindi without any issues. Offenbach में स्थित what is weather office? मौसम विभाग, yeah? मौसम, what is it called? Weather office? Weather service in Hindi?
Mosam.
मौसम विभाग, I think.
मौसम विभाग.
मौसम विभाग. ऑफेनबाख में स्थित मौसम विभाग के अनुसार किया गया पूर्वानुमान Vorhersage ये कहता है ऑफेनबाख में स्थित मौसम विभाग के द्वारा दिया गया पूर्वानुमान. Ausgeben is to issue, to give out, to say, to inform, to tell. Ausgeben.
Something official.
Yeah.
Something official.
Yeah, to issue also. Okay, it's not tough. So this is in den Vorhersagen. So Dative plural, watch it. So whatever you do with this adjective here should be with an extra en ending. In den vom Wetterdienst in Offenbach ausgegebenen Vorhersagen hieß es in diesem Sommer meistens unbeständig und für die Jahreszeit zu cool. Please try these out because this is a kind of a written form, also a form that can appear in texts which you may be asked to elaborate upon. It can come in a running text. So when you elaborate or when you give it in your own words, you have to break up this sentence into relatives itself. Because that's the easier form. Relative is always easier to understand rather than such a long single sentence. Believe me, it's not tough. You have to just do it step by step, like here. We did this, right? Full stop, and then the next sentence. We join these two. First, we made a relative Satz. Then we put this whole thing between the article and the noun. Der Hahnenkampf, der in Europa verboten ist, erweist in südamerikanischen Ländern große Beliebtheit. Formally, then you put this relative Satz as the participial construction, exactly as it is here. See. Die Kritik an den neuen Gesetzen, die erwartet werden kann, interessiert viele Politiker nicht. So this part, die erwartet werden kann, has been put before this Gesetzen. So here's your Satz. Die zu erwartende Kritik an den neuen Gesetzen interessiert viele Politiker nicht. So we have a participial sentence. Das steht in unserem Lehrbuch. So please try this at home. Und jetzt gehen wir, also if Abhi is ready, also der ist unser Techno jetzt. Ja, Abhi, you are ready. Where's the page? It's etwa hier. 28. I think audio number 28, lesson 7. Ich glaube ja.
Audio number 27, sir?
It's Lektion 7. What's the audio number? 28, stimmt das? Ja?
Yes.
Can you play this? Can you play this, please? Lektion 7, glaube ich. Ja, Lektion 7. Arbeitsbuch.
Aspekte neu. CD1. Mittelstufe Aspekte neu. CD Arbeitsbuch. Copyright Klett Langenscheidt GmbH München. Kapitel 1. Alltäglich. Aspekte neu. C1. Mittelstufe Deutsch. CD zum Arbeitsbuch. Copyright Klett Langenscheidt GmbH München.
28, yes, sir.
Kapitel 1. Alltäglich.
I think so.
Modul 3. Übung 1.
Guten Morgen, liebe Hörerinnen und Hörer, hier im Morgenmagazin. Jeden Morgen um 7:30 auf Ihrem Lieblingssender. Unser Thema heute ist ein inzwischen alltägliches. Es geht um Computer und das Internet. Eigentlich war ja ursprünglich mal die Idee, dass uns Computer und Internet viel Zeit sparen. Zeit beim Erfinden, Tabellen und Kalkulationen, Zeit beim Recherchieren, Informationen.
Yes, sir. 20.
Nein, Abhi, das ist Lektion 7. Wir brauchen es für Lektion 7.
Ja, Sir. Da lag Justitia.
Ja, da lag Justitia. Ja,
Ja, Sir. Also das ist ja Track Nummer 28.
okay.
Ohne
Aber
Zeit
das,
beim Versenden von Nachrichten.
Kapitel 1. Alltägliches. Modul 3.
nee,
Übung 1.
das ist Kapitel 1.
Guten.
Wir brauchen Kapitel 7. Also Alltägliches war Kapitel 1. Also wir brauchen Kapitel 7.
Sir, hier gibt es kein Kapitel 1 oder Kapitel 2. Hier gibt es nur Tracknummer. Also im Buch gibt es 41 Audios.
Aha. Okay, dann kannst du dann zum 29 kommen mit der Aussprache. Die können wir dann hier vielleicht üben.
Ja, Sir.
29, 30, 31, also das ist auf meinem Bildschirm jetzt.
Aussprache. Übung 1a.
Ja,
1. Zeuge. Aussage. 2. Jugend. Kriminalität. 3. Gesetz. Vorlage. 4. Reise. Kosten.
einen Moment, Pause.
Okay, Sir.
Ja, wir haben alle diese Wörter angehört. Jetzt, wo liegt der Akzent? Wo liegt die Betonung? Hier. Where's the word accent?
Sir, second syllable, Zeugen, Kriminalität.
Ist es Zeuge oder Zeuge?
Sir, Zeuge.
So, Zeuge. Also das liegt auf der ersten Silbe.
Okay, Sir.
Aussage oder Aussage?
Aussage.
Aussage. Sir, erste Silbe.
Ja. Jugend oder Jugend?
Sir, Jugend.
Jugend.
You
Also
can.
wieder auf der ersten Silbe.
Sir, nicht Schweiger.
Kriminalität. Ja, Kriminalität oder Kriminalität.
Sir, Kriminalität. Krimi.
Kriminalität.
Ist es Kriminalität oder Kriminalität?
Kriminalität.
Okay,
Weiter.
you have to pay attention. Gesetz.
Sir, Krimi. Krimi.
We listen to it again. Ist es Gesetz oder Gesetz?
Gesetz. Zweite.
Ja. Vorlage oder Vorlage?
Vorlage. Erste.
Vorlage.
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 Erste.
Reise oder Reise?
Sir, Reise.
Zweite.
Kosten.
Kosten. Erste.
Kosten.
Kosten.
Okay. Now, Abhi, please, once again. Go to 30 maybe, or even 29.
Übung 1a.
Mhm.
1. Zeuge. Aussage. 2. Jugend. Kriminalität. 3. Gesetz. Vorlage. 4. Reise. Kosten.
Kosten.
Sir, in den meisten Wörtern die
Aussprache.
Betonung ist auf die erste Silbe.
Einen Moment.
1.
Ja. Pause, Abhi. Ja, Aditi, weiter.
Sir, ich habe gesagt, dass in die meisten Wörter die Betonung auf die erste Silbe
Ja,
ist.
die Betonung liegt auf der ersten Silbe, genau. Aber man muss darauf aufpassen, wenn es um trennbare Präfixe geht. is
Okay,
das,
sir.
remember umfahren oder umfahren?
Yes, sir.
So bei solchen Präfixen spielt die Betonung eine sehr, sehr wichtige Rolle. It's a very important aspect of reading. If you don't read properly, the effect is lost. For example, if you go back to this poem here, once again, König, can you see this here?
Yes, sir.
If you read this very carefully, not just the first line, all the lines, there are 8 stanzas, 4 lines each, total 32 lines. Like I told you, I know this poem by rote. It's one of my favorites. If you read this carefully, then you will see that there is a rise and fall. Wer reitet so spät durch Nacht und Wind? This is a rise and fall. Es ist der Vater mit seinem Kind. Hat den Knaben wohl in dem Arm. Fasst ihn sicher, hält ihn warm. So there's a rise and fall. So if you read this rise and fall correctly, you know the kind of sound that you get in the poem? Can you imagine? It's a horse going through town. Up, 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 up. So you hear that sound of the horse throughout the poem. So you pronounce it correctly, read it correctly, the pleasure of reading increases, and then in such cases, the pleasure that you derive of understanding the poem, that increases. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. That's the sound that you get here. So Betonung ist sehr, sehr wichtig in der deutschen Sprache. Einmal gibt es auch eine Bedeutung. Und zweitens, der Rhythmus. Und darauf kommt es an. So can we go to 31, please, Abhi?
Yes.
Aussprache. Übung 1c. 1. Zeugenaussageprotokoll. 2. Jugendkriminalitätsrate. 3. Gesetzesvorlagentext. 4. Reisekostenabrechnung.
Danke, Abhi. Kannst du das mal eine Pause machen hier? I would like all of you to repeat these 4 words.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. I'd like to hear it from you first before Abhi plays it again.
Zeugenaussageprotokoll, Jugendkriminalitätsrate, Gesetzvorlagentext, Reisekostenabrechnung.
Okay. Ja, weiter. Achal, Abhi, Anil.
Yes.
Zeugenaussageprotokoll, Jugendkriminalitätsrate, Gesetzvorlagentext, Reisekostenabrechnung. Abrechnung.
Yes. Zeugenaussageprotokoll, Jugendkriminalitätsrate, Gesetzvorlagentext, Reisekostenabrechnung.
Okay.
Zeugenaussageprotokoll, Jugendkriminalitätsrate, Gesetzvorlagentext, Reisekostenabrechnung.
Good. I think what we can do is, I won't do it now. We should record this. I should record this when you speak it out here. Then we should compare your Aussprache with the original in the audio. You missed out Gesetzesvorlagentext. There's an ES here. Gesetzesvorlagentext. Zeugenaussageprotokoll, Jugendkriminalitätsrate, Gesetzesvorlagentext, Reisekostenabrechnung. Reisekosten abrechnen.
Sir, this pronunciation, how to confirm? Should we use one microphone?
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Record
Yeah.
it yourself and then compare it with the original, which you will get in Duden. The Duden-Aussprache, or the Duden-Wörterbuch, da gibt es auch diese Aussprache. Compare it with that. For example, look at this word here.
Oh my God.
No, this is it's a very short one. There are words which are longer than this. Donaudampfschifffahrtskapitäns
Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage.
ja, also die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage sagt uns, dass die Änderungsentscheidungsvorlage ganz anders ist als die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage. Und wenn wir diese zwei Wörter, die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage und die Änderungsentscheidungsvorlage miteinander vergleichen, kommen wir nicht zu Ende der Diskussion. Ja, verstehen Sie mich, Antoine? Wir haben eine Skizze hier.
Here es besteht aus so 4 Wörter. Gesetze, Änderung, Entscheidung, Vorlage. 4 Wörter.
Ha. And this is what makes German that much more amusing to learn and for foreigners to make fun of. So let's have a look at how it goes, 32 and 33. Then wir kommen auf dieses Thema dann zurück morgen. And then we'll go on with the grammar part. Ja, 32, Abi, kannst du mal das hier vorspielen? Ja.
Aussprache. Übung 1d.
Aha.
Die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage. Die Vorlage. Die Entscheidungsvorlage. Die Änderungsentscheidungsvorlage. Die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage. Aussprache. Übung 1e. 1.
Ja.
Okay, sir. Should I play this again?
Ja.
Should I play this again, sir?
You want to? Go ahead. It's up to you.
Okay, sir.
See, the
Aussprache.
cat.
Übung
the cat
1d.
Ja, eine kleine Pause.
Die-
You have to hear, achten Sie auf die Änderung bei der Hauptbetonung und ergänzen Sie die Regel. So here, look at the rule here. Bei 2- oder dreiteiligen Komposita, das ist ein Komposita, Plural, Kompositum ist Singular. Das Kompositum, Compound Word, Plural, die Komposita. So, bei 2- oder dreiteiligen Komposita liegt die Hauptbetonung auf dem welchen Wortteil? Ersten, zweiten, dritten. Also dem Bestimmungswort. The word that is determining the meaning for it. Noch längere Komposita sind meistens aus mehreren Komposita zusammengesetzt. Die Betonung liegt dabei auf dem Wort, das die Hauptbedeutung trägt. Und damit meistens auf dem ersten Wortteil des
Accent.
Kompositum. So which one will you stress upon? Each one will be different. So what they have done here is that they have split up the word. Die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage. Also die Vorlage, die Entscheidungsvorlage, die Änderungsentscheidungsvorlage und dann die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage. So this is how they build the word. So now what is important here is you have to find out which is the word in out of these four that gives you the meaning to the entire compound word. This is
Gazettes Andarum.
interim change.
Gazettes change of law changing decision suggestion.
Huh. So where will you put this? Which one will you have more stress upon?
I think first one should be.
Die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage oder die Gesetzesänderungsentscheidungsvorlage? Eine Vorlage.
So Vorlage erste.
Ja? Ja, Abi, jetzt du bist an der Reihe. Noch einmal bitte.
Sir, unfortunately, I have a meeting now, so
Oh, okay.
yes,
Okay.
I'm so sorry, sir.
No, no problem. No problem. So we can catch up tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Ja, gut. Dann tschüss dann, alles Gute.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Right, people, wir haben schon über die Zeit, also die Zeit haben wir überschritten, aber bevor wir uns voneinander verabschieden, wie werdet ihr diese 4 Wörter aussprechen? Das Wortschatzkarteikärtchen oder das Wortschatzkarteikärtchen, die Treppenhausreinigungsordnung oder die Treppenhausreinigungsordnung, der Kaffeeautomatenreparaturservice oder der Kaffeeautomatenreparaturservice.
I said the erste. The erste.
So what will be the last one? Der Fachausschuss-Sitzungsraum oder der Fachaussitzungsraum?
Der Fachaussetzungsraum.
Fachausschuss-Sitzungsraum. Right? But you have to make sure not just that Betonung, but there will be another sub-Betonung on the other part here. Das Wortschatzkarteikärtchen.
So wir sollten die Bedeutungen auf dieser Wörter wissen?
Nee, also Bedeutung kann ich euch geben, aber das ist nicht hier so wichtig. Wie spricht man ein Kompositum aus? Darum geht es hier. How do you pronounce a compound word? Where is the stress on the compound word? The Vice President of India is the Vice President of India.
Vice President of India.
Right. So it's a hyphenated word, you're combining two. So how do we, stress the word? So that is what makes language, and that is there are certain stress rules depending on the meaning that you want to convey. And that is exactly what this exercise is about. So it becomes important for us to learn the correct pronunciation. So in a meeting, this is of course about law. So in a meeting, when we are listening to somebody saying something or presenting something, we'll get the meaning of the word from the way it is being pronounced. Zum Beispiel der Wortschatzkarteikärtchen. Wortschatz ist Vokabular. Karteikärtchen sind die kleinen Bibliothekskarten, die wir einmal gehabt haben.
Boxes.
Remember the small cards we used to have in the library where you used to search author-wise?
Yes, sir.
There used to be a card index in the libraries.
Yes, sir.
Title of the book, name of the author, the book number, and so on. Do you remember that, or are you all from the digital library?
No, sir. Earlier.
Is it back side of the book?
Nah. Yeah, Aditi?
Yes, sir. Like when I was in college, we used to
Correct.
do that. I used to do that.
Right. So there's a huge table with all these small drawers, A to C, D to something and so on. All the authors and titles of books would be there. Correct? So you had to, the cards are placed upright inside this long drawer. So you flip through the cards, looking for the name of the author and the title of the book. So if you say Alice Cooper, you would normally look under Cooper, Cooper, you found it. Then you would see Anita Cooper, no, Anita LMN, Anita is after. So you come back, Alice, Cooper, Alice. There are 5 books. You choose the one that you want, note down the number, go to that shelf or the rack.
Sorry,
and
Shaba,
choose.
auch das Gleiche gemacht.
Right. So these are Kärtchen heißen dann Karteikärtchen. These are the reference cards. I used to maintain one at home myself for my vocabulary. I bought myself a small box. The cards I had literally begged from the library guy. So they were nice enough to give me some new ones and some old discarded cards. They had to update the library with the new numbers and so on. When that happened, I told them, please don't throw away the old cards, give me the old cards. I'll use them.
It was written right already. You will overwrite.
No, you have to make a fresh entry. Fresh entry has to be made. Overwriting will cause problem to the person referring. So a fresh card had to be made if the number was changed. So the old ones used to be discarded. So that is a Wortschatz-Karteikärtchen. I think you should have a picture here. Let's see. No, this is what I gave you today, just now. I don't know how to search this, so I take this here. Well, right now, everything is digital now, so it's not used anymore. Yeah. Yeah, this one. See how the cards are organized here? So these are the small cards on which there are entries. And if you are looking at Karteikarten, these are your index cards.
But I've been to library many times, but I never used. Maybe a librarian will help us this one if I need any book.
If it's gone digital, you won't find these cards anymore.
No, earlier days, sir. During my college days, school time, I used to visit library.
Yes. Then we had these index cards. Then we had all these kind of cards. Our cards used to be more like with these lines. These are called Karteikarten. Not Karten, but Karteikarten. Indexing cards.
Okay.
So that's an andere Bedeutung. Also here Karteikärtchen, slightly smaller. Treppenhaus. What is the Treppenhaus?
Treppenhaus, it's this one, Keller.
सर जो सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ के घर होता है ऊपर
Yeah,
स्टेयर्स चढ़
Treppenhaus,
के
yeah. Stairs, yeah.
So what do you call it in English?
स्टेयर हाउस
Nine.
It's this one, yeah. It's corridor, 9.
ट्रेपन हाउस
Staircase.
Yeah, this is Treppenhaus.
Okay,
stairwell.
The staircase is called Treppen House.
Not the staircase. That is Treppen. Treppenhaus is this entire structure. You see, this is a circular Treppenhaus.
Okay, Treppen House is
stairwell.
structure.
Yeah, this the place, that area that is meant for the staircase. First floor, second floor, third floor. Alle Etagen kann man durch das Treppenhaus erreichen.
So where is this of English?
Stairwell.
Stairwell.
Yeah.
We know just staircase. Stairwell.
Yeah. You know only the staircase, this one.
Yeah. We just
But
say
I've,
staircase.
yeah, but what I've typed here is stairwell. This is the correct word, stairwell.
Stairwell, staircase.
See, it looks like a well, no? If you look down here vertically.
Yeah.
So there you are. Yeah, this circular thing. It makes a very nice picture, photograph. Yeah, the spiral staircase. So this stairwell. How to paint a stairwell? Stairwell. So this is Treppenhaus. Und Reinigungsordnung.
Reinigung, Ordnung. Ordnung is order.
It was reinigen. It was to clean up.
Clean up. Reinigen, clean up. Yeah.
And Ordnung, regulations.
Regulation.
So you know that so Analysta in Deutschland,
Ja.
der weiß es, und
Ja.
wir wissen das auch aus unseren Kenntnissen hier. That for everything in Germany, there is a rule.
Yeah. Cleaning.
So when you are going to clean that stairwell or the entire staircase up to the top terrace, it has to be done in a particular manner. They will ask you to start from the top and then come downwards, not down to up or halfway. You do the top half, I will do the bottom half. No. So there are certain rules to be maintained. So that rules are mentioned under Treppenhaus Reinigungsordnung. They have a rule for everything. And then Kaffeeautomaten Reparatur Service. Kaffeeautomat,
Coffee machine.
coffee machine, and then Reparatur Service dafür. Right? Similarly, Fachausschusssitzungsraum.
Subject. Ausschluss.
Yeah, I don't think I'll find it here. Might be there. Just about. I don't know. I'm not sure. Nope, it's not there. I thought so. Okay, let's take this as it says, did you mean? But it's a compound word written together. Yeah, it's there. So, you know the simpler word for that?
Conference room.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. Fachausschuss. Ausschuss is a committee.
Which committee? A committee is a broad term.
Wait. It's a committee. Fachausschuss, a subject committee. Which subject? Now that you have to define again in the noun.
Okay.
That you define in the noun. So a special committee, Sitzung, meeting room.
Okay. The Sitzung room is clear. A meeting room.
Right. And Germans love these long words. It sounds very official when you use such long words.
Sir,
And these are the minutes. Yeah, protocol. These are the minutes of a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can I combine? How can I compose it a word? Okay, I know this one single, this one Treppenhaus I know, Reinigen I know, and Ardung I know. These three words I know. But when can I combine in Schreibung?
You have to define what is the correct word, which is the Hauptwort, Bestimmungswort, the one that determines the meaning, and attach the other words to it. Zum Beispiel, wenn wir das hier nehmen, so, also, ja.
Word
Can
build.
we have it Übungswortbildung. Can we have Übungswortbildung? Übungswort? Bildungswort, is it possible? Exercise building word or word building exercise? What is the correct word? Building word exercise?
Sir, word building exercise is a correct word.
So what is the Bestimmungswort? What?
What Bildungsübung? Bildungs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wortbildungsübung.
Or if you want in plural, Übungen. See? Don't confuse this, because German follows this Bestimmungswort to which you attach. For example, I'll show you some confusion that we might have. Kinderzimmer. Was ist ein Kinderzimmer? Ein Kinderzimmer. Ein Zimmer für Kinder. It's not Kinder für das Zimmer. It's ein Zimmer für Kinder. Wortbildungsübungen oder Wortbildungsübung ist eine Übung zur Bildung eines Wortes. It's an exercise for building of a word. In German, a compositum is always explained from the last word. Work your way backwards. Kinderzimmer, ein Zimmer für Kinder. कमरा बच्चों का, कमरा बच्चों के लिए.
Warum gibt es nicht S hier, Kinderzimmer? Nein?
Kinder, not for children.
No, normalerweise compound. This is also compound word, richtig?
No,
Kinderzimmer.
but you can't have a room for one child. Right? It's a room for children. Basically, the word is used for a nursery where there is more than one child. Kinderzimmer is actually a nursery, a creche, or a place where there are lots of children there. It's not a child's room. It's a children's room, a room for children. So that is how you have to work out. Also zum Beispiel, ich gebe euch noch ein Beispiel. Was ist Regal? Das Regal. Das Regal. Und die Bücher. So was bedeutet Regal? You forgotten the word? Das Regal?
Yeah, regal. Books rules.
Bookshelf.
Right. So ein Regal für Bücher. On a shelf, will you put only one book or a lot of books?
Lot of books, sir.
So is this word not logical?
Richtig, sir. Logical. Bookshelf.
Also ein Regal für Bücher. Right? But what is it in English?
Bookshelf.
No?
Shelf for books.
Nine. They use the singular here. It's not books shelf. Check the spelling. It's a book plus shelf. It's shelf for a book. How can you have?
सर जर्मन में तो बुक्स शेल्फ बोलेंगे ना. Bücher Regal.
So German that way is much more logical than English.
So you think German is more logical than English?
Of course it is. It makes sense. So it's easy to coin words. This is what Anil was just asking. That's what he just asked, right? Look at the word, for example. Kleiderschrank. Was ein Kleiderschrank? Ein Schrank für Kleider. Correct? Ein Schrank für die Kleider. A cupboard for clothes. So in English, if you were going to use it, you would have to say clothes, cupboard, or wardrobe. It's not a cloth cupboard. So you have to look at what is a Bestimmungswort and then start attaching words to it. It's quite easy. You'll get the hang of it very quickly. Very quickly you'll get the hang. And if you are in Germany, this is what you should be using.
Was.
These are composita.
Okay.
It makes your report sound very authentic. Very authentic, very original, and very, very German. Don't give a genitive. Eine Analyse des Systems hat uns hat rausgebracht or whatever. Ein Systemanalyse, combine it. Don't say an Analyse des Systems. Make a compositum, very official. As it says here, the Aufgabe, maybe you can think about it for tomorrow. Schreiben Sie eigene Komposita. Write your own composita. Make your own. Look around in your room, what is there that you can combine into a compositum? And make one. Remember, it's a Bestimmungswort that is there. Here. So das Wort bestimmt die Bedeutung. It's meant to give the definite meaning. So
Okay.
around that word, the other words are attached. Okay? So let's meet tomorrow. Wir treffen uns dann morgen wieder die gleiche Zeit. So we can continue with this. Hopefully I'll see. Where's my audio player?